Salute, 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 YouTube family. Salute to y'all. We are back. My co-host Micah, Mel Knight Sports, in the building. You feel what I'm saying?
Sir, sir.
We have a big week. It's UFC 280 fight week. Hey man, look, we're getting blessed with fights all month, next month, and December. So the rest of the year, we're getting blessed with fights. So we're gonna, so we on here, what I'm saying, our commentary is great. We're gonna have a lot of opinions on it, a lot of, predictions. So y'all need to stay tuned, like and subscribe for more content. You feel me? We're about to get into it. So, can Islam hang with the lion? Can he? Can he? We'll find out. We will find out
Yes,
in a couple days. I'm gonna let Micah,
days.
explain some things about what he
Yeah.
thinks and how basically how the fight could go, possible. So I'm gonna give it to Micah, and
Uh,
he's gonna go into it.
well, I mean, bro, obviously, first thing that we're going to have to look at, I mean, the fights start standing up. I mean, you got to look at that. In MMA, the fights are standing up. You have to be well versed in everything. But if we could look at how the fight is going to start, obviously, like if you look at Charles and Islam, like if you look at their striking, Charles striking is just like is levels above Islam.
Levels, miles,
Is levels above Islam. So
facts.
he cannot. Dustin put. I think it was Dustin or Justin Gaethje. He commented on Charles Oliveira the last time they fought, and he said that Charles Oliveira he hit him the hardest he's ever been hit. I don't.
Wow.
Islam has never dealt with that kind of power. Also,
Right.
Islam has been knocked out before. When he is, and I also think Charles can take Islam down.
Hmm.
I was watching a video earlier. It was the video I sent to you, but it was about takedown defense. It was basically just a compilation of takedown defense. Charles has, obviously Charles has some of the best takedown defense in the UFC. When you look at his fight against, excuse me, I have to look it up. But he had a fight against a guy, grappler, wrestler. Um, but
Is this?
essentially,
How long ago was it?
I can't remember. I have to look it up. But I was watching the video earlier. But Charles takedown defense is like it's honestly it's pretty crazy, bro. Like you have these guys, these wrestlers, right? Who like, and I was looking at this today as well. It's not just the shot that takes you down; it's the reshot. And so what you
What's the reshot?
the reshot is like if you take it, like say I shoot for a single and I can't get it, then I'll switch to a double, and there'll be like the scrambling, and I'm like I keep shooting takedowns. Essentially, I shoot a takedown, it gets stuff, and I might switch to like if I shoot a single, I might switch to a double and rotate the other direction. And someone who has a world class takedown defense, they can essentially they could keep up with those switches because they know what's going on, and they could stay on their feet, or even if they get their butt to the ground, they know exactly where to escape and where to scramble. um but I just don't see the fight going like Islam is not going to be able to just to control
Right.
uh to control him on the ground.
Right.
So but Charles, one of the things that Charles is going to have to do is the striking. I believe that his wingspan is longer
Hmm.
than Islam.
Yeah, he's
So
rangy. He's rangy.
he's very rangy. So essentially, what Charles has to do to win this fight, he has to stay on the outside. He has to be. We know we talk. I talk. My coach talks about this in training all the time. When he talks about when you're fighting a wrestler, when
Hmm.
you're fighting someone who wants to take you down, you don't give him kicks that he can catch.
Hmm.
So essentially, you don't want to throw too many kicks to the body because he's just going to catch it.
Right, and take
He's
you
going to
down.
pull you in. He's going to take you down. You don't want to get too close to the clinch. Like for perfect example is Charles tends to he's very technically sound with his striking, but tends to overextend with that left hook.
Hmm.
It and a lot of times he ends up crashing into his opponent. Um, that is just gonna be, it's just gonna spell trouble
Right.
against Islam. You don't want to get
Give him that.
up into, even though Charles Oliveira, his clinch is lethal, the elbows and knees in the clinch. He's very
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Very good in the
Oh
clinch.
my, yeah, yeah. He is like so deadly, man. Very dangerous. Those elbows are monstrous. I mean, like I remember the Dustin fight, man. Holy. I mean, he was tearing apart with his elbows, man.
Yeah.
Digging into him. It was ugly, bro. Ugly, but keep going.
Yeah, but I mean Charles is amazing in the clinch, but you don't want to clinch with Islam because he's just gonna. That's where he's comfortable. He
Right.
wants that.
Right. That's what he
He wants
wants.
that.
That's what he
What you
trains
want,
for.
what Charles essentially wants to do is he wants to frustrate Charles. He wants to get him to the point where he's like shooting those desperation shots, like
Right,
those
bro.
takedowns with
Yeah.
no setup.
Right. That's how. Is that? Would you say? Is that when you got him tired or discouraged? Would you say, or no?
Yeah, it's when nothing he's doing is working. Like the other things that he's going to. It's like how we talk about with Canelo sometimes, like when he can't hurt you,
Hmm.
like when
Right.
his punches can't hurt you, he
Right.
just gets frustrated and
Right.
he starts to break down and starts to do stupid stuff essentially.
Right. Nothing he's doing is working.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
Going
what you
through the
want.
plans. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you want to get Islam doing. You want to get him, going back to whatever you want to get him doing predictable things, but
Hmm.
doing stupid predictable things, like because those are his last resorts.
Right.
When you're at your last resort, you're doing things that are predictable,
Right,
essentially.
right. You're never at your A game at that point. I mean, because
Mhm.
right at that point you're going to plan. You've already exhausted Plan B, Plan C. If you're a prepared fighter, Plan B, Plan C, and you don't really have a Plan D. You know, what I'm saying you're just kind of going through the motions. So I agree with that 100%. And I rewatched a majority of the fight with Bobby Green
Mhm.
and with Islam and he was okay on the stand up. I won't say like any one of them was like super dominant, but you could tell Islam was not comfortable standing up. Like you could and Bobby Green was fine with it, right? I thought Bobby Green was getting the best of him on the stand up game, and until obviously Islam took him down, and he tried a couple times, and Bobby Green was able to get away from him. Of course, it was only one round. Still impressive that Islam did that, but I saw a couple shots, a couple try takedown entries or tries that Bobby Green
Yeah,
defended. You know what I'm saying, pretty well.
that's what I'm
And
saying. And Bobby Green's a wrestler too.
wow,
Bobby Green did start off as a
okay,
wrestler too.
okay.
Um,
But you know what he
he-
did? He did what you said Charles shouldn't do, and basically he gave him that distance. He let him close the gap.
yeah.
And when that was done, Char or Islam sat him down, and we know the rest is history.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do with wrestlers, bro. If you're a striker, you have to you can't be on the inside like
Hmm.
at all,
Right,
because you're just gonna get taken down. I
right.
mean, if you can manage to be inside and in those close proximities with a wrestler like Khabib, or with someone like Islam, or with a wrestler like Usman or Covington,
Hmm.
if you close that gap, like that is just, you just want to keep them at a distance, man.
Right.
If you let them get too close to you, like a lot of these guys, and I mean wrestlers are very strong,
Very
very
strong.
durable.
Like if you look at their bodies are like designed, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I won't say designed, but it's trained. They're stocky. You know what I'm saying? They have that core strength. You feel me? So,
Mhm.
that's what they're training for. They're training to take your ass down. But, the thing about Charles is that his physique, bro, you can tell from a trained eye, you can tell that dude is strong and he can generate a lot of velocity and a lot of torque with those punches. You know what I'm saying? Like to a
Yes,
trained
man.
eye, you know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously we talked about his elbows, his kicks. You know what I'm saying? Every part of him is a lethal weapon.
Yes, and you have to think about, like, these guys are big, man. Like Charles is like 5'11",
So he's a
but
big boy.
he fights at 155, but he probably walks around at like around 180,
Yeah,
190.
yeah.
He could, so he's a big guy and probably hits, and he hits hard,
Hard,
man.
man. Hard, hard.
And I really think that it's just that it's his persona, really why he's so like underrated. Like people don't even now, like even though I know, like you just look at certain people and you're just like, damn, like
It's the
that's
energy,
a
bro. It's the energy, bro. You can just feel it. Like this is what I say, bro, all the time about Bud Crawford. There's a certain seriousness that people have that, other people might not know it. You know what I'm saying? They might not recognize it, but the right person can tell when you have that I like to call it that Vegeta energy because it's that that serious that determined energy where it's like you in your heart know what I'm saying you can do something what I'm saying
mhm,
but not everyone necessarily has to believe you what I'm saying but I'm gonna be real bro I like Charles I love how he operates man as a UFC fighter I don't know him obviously personally but if the way I could look at him and judge him as a man I really like the way he operates himself because bro, when you talk to him, he's just serious about it. He's not cocky. He's not saying, I'm a, like Conor McGregor, talking crap and all that stuff. Yo, he's just serious and he's confident, bro. You know what I'm saying? He
mhm.
doesn't have to make all that trash talk. He lets his hands do the talking. He lets his fighting does the talking, and he backs up everything he says. People keep on
He
doubting him.
does.
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. I never was one of the people doubting him, and I won't lie. Like I did appear when he was, on his streak, you know what I'm saying? So, obviously, but like,
Mhm.
you know, I'm assuming that people were, I mean, I see it every day. People are in the comments doubting him, saying, "Yo, this is it." You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I've been around him. I've been a fan of him since who did he fight before Dustin?
Yeah, he fought Chandler.
Since that fight, I've been like watching him, right? And every fight, Chandler, Dustin, Gaethje, so which are the top guys, the top dudes in the division. Every single time he's about to fight, I see in the comments, this is it. This is it. Charles is gonna lose. He's met his match. You know what I'm saying? He already quit before. He's gonna quit again. Every time. And I see it. I see it. I see it. You know what I'm saying with this Islam fight. And hey man, look, I'm not counting out Charles, man. You can't be doing that. He's a
Ain't
lion. He's lying, bro.
ain't
He is, bro. You see, I mean, look, I've said this to you before, bro. Watching that dude fight is like watching someone fight for their life. Like the urgency of it. I'm just so impressed with him, bro. And not to say Islam isn't good. Islam is good, but we have not seen him in that
tested.
storm. We haven't seen him
Yeah.
tested, bro. Yo, Charles is in a storm, bro, and he makes it out, and he does it impressively, bro. You know what I'm saying? That like you know what I'm saying? That is impressive, bro. So, you know, but what were you saying though?
No, I was just agreeing with you. I think that I mean you were talking about I saw that thing that you had tagged me. Oops.
Oh, right,
So
right, right. Yeah.
yeah, that was actually recent that he fixed his vision.
Okay.
Yeah, that was recent. So this will actually be the first fight that he's fighting with perfect
Oh,
vision.
oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay, because he did used to wear glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So this is the first time that he's going to be fighting with
Wow. I
you know,
want
2020
I
vision.
wonder how that's gonna be. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's you see the punches coming.
right,
So
right. Damn, bro. Yo, imagine that, bro. Like, well, you don't have to imagine. You wear glasses yourself. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Is it like that much different?
I mean, I don't think my nearsightedness is as bad. Even though it's bad, I don't think it's as bad as his. Like I can still, I just can't necessarily make out details of my opponent. Like I can't like see their eyes or something like that. But I can
Okay.
see like their body. I can see the punches coming.
Okay. Okay. Got you.
And
Okay.
also it's not always like that. Like your eyes adjust. So
Okay.
like when I take off my glasses, when it's like really bad when I first take them
And
off,
then
and then they
they start to
adjust. So
focus
it's
like a camera.
they start to focus in yeah, but I mean it's not that bad.
Hmm.
Like when I first take them off, you cannot see anything. But then but yeah, but usually it just Yeah, it focuses up a little bit.
Okay,
But
okay. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sure I'm sure it's gonna help him either way. I'm sure it's gonna help him.
Oh yeah.
If he can see everything coming, man. Okay, so question for you. Question for you. Okay, so he has to keep him at distance,
Hmm.
right? If he gets taken down, what does he do? Because,
See that's
or no, no, you know what? Before you answer that question, will this go on the ground at some point?
um see that's the thing, man, is I don't know. I don't know because it really just depends on it just depends on what they obviously depends on what they do, Bran. It
Hmm.
depends on really depends on Charles because we know what Islam is going to try to do.
Right, that's very
Really
true. That's very true. That's very
really
true.
just depends on like if he can keep him if he could keep Islam off of him.
Hmm.
We know Islam's going to try to take him to the ground.
Right.
I don't think I think that Charles is going to try to keep it standing up because like he knows like the advantages. They're going on the ground is risky.
Hmm.
Like I don't think that Charles like that he's going to be in a place like where he can't move or something like that.
Hmm.
But it's risky going on the ground with Islam. It's risky for both of them going on the ground.
Right.
But I would say that Charles is going to try and keep the fight standing up,
Yeah.
but I could definitely go on the ground.
Right. And just from my hunch, I'm assuming, and well, I'm assuming Charles knows this obviously, but I'm assuming he knows he has the advantage on the stand up
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Islam, he's not comfortable on the stand up at all. He's not comfortable striking like that. That's not
And
what
I
he's.
and I and I wouldn't even say that he's not comfortable striking at all. I think Islam is actually like not a bad striker. Like we've seen him strike. Like I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's a bad striker. I think he's a better striker than Khabib was.
Oh,
Um.
really? Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
I think he's a better striker than Khabib was, but he's not like Islam.
Right. Or he's not like Charles, you mean?
Yeah, or yeah, he's not like Charles.
Okay.
I would liken him honestly. This fight was going to happen already in place of Bobby Green obviously took his place, but Beneil Dariush and Islam Makhachev are very
Right.
very similar.
Right. Well, I heard that was a good fight supposed to happen.
Yeah, man, that would have. I was excited for that fight because in my opinion, that was the number one contendership.
Oh, really?
Like that in my opinion. Oh yeah, in my opinion, that was going to be whoever won that fight would have fought Charles next.
Mhm. Mhm. And that was last March. That was about last March since that when Bobby Green fought
Uh,
him.
this past March, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
2022 of March.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, um, I remember that fight, man. I think I was in Texas when I watched that fight, actually. No, maybe not. I don't remember, but I know I watched it, live and everything like that. But yeah, man. I mean, when I see, because I've seen a couple. Obviously, I've watched Islam fight before, but mainly the fights I've watched, he was mainly trying to take the dudes down, and they
Hmm.
and it wasn't really much striking. The
Yeah,
only fight I really watched him strike with was Bobby Green, but I thought Bobby Green was getting the better of him,
yeah.
and but no, I get what you're saying though. He's not a bad striker either way. But I think right, what I'm saying. So Charles is gonna try to keep it on the ground, try to
Hundred.
stand up, and he's just gonna have a lot more advantages. You know what I'm saying? And if he can time Islam well, so as he tries to come in for the takedown, pop him,
Hmm.
either with that
Oh
knee
yeah.
or with that right hand. You know what I'm saying? And just keep popping him. It's just so that he gets to the point where it's like, okay, I can't take this guy down. But I think even if it does go to the ground, bro, I think if it goes to the ground, bro, I think or Charles is just gonna take over. Like I think it's because see the way I'm looking at it, right, and you can correct me if wrong because you obviously
No,
gonna
go
know
ahead.
more. You're gonna know more about it. But to me, the superior, but it all depends on styles and all depends on who's fighting. But the superior style to me is jujitsu because I feel like you have more options and you have more knowledge of how the body works and moves and how to get out of things and how to change it into your
I
advantage.
I wouldn't say I would say that I wouldn't say that I would say that you have more. you're dangerous more. If a wrestling style, like wrestlers aren't good, are I shouldn't say that they're not good at submissions, but a wrestler's style is more adept to like grounded pound because it's like try to keep the guy on their back, try to stay in a dominant position, and just wail on them. That's essentially what like a wrestler. That's what you're gonna do. If you're in jujitsu, um, you're gonna be more dangerous
In any
with the
position type of thing.
submissions.
Okay.
And yeah, in any position, you're just gonna be more dangerous. A wrestler will try to keep dominant position. Like they'll try to be on top all the time, and they'll try to have you mounted all the
Hmm.
time. And if they're not in those positions, like like, here's what I'll say: like they're better at keeping those positions, but if they're not in those positions, they're not going to be as
Got
comfortable.
you.
Like if they're in your guard, they're not going to be as they're not going to be as they're not going to know what's going on as much. Like they're not going to be as aware of the danger.
Got you.
Like if you're in like a wrestler would want instead of him being inside your guard, like he's gonna want to mount you. Like you get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He's gonna want to be in a more dominant position. But a jiu-jitsu guy is gonna be okay with having you in his
Right.
guard essentially
Right.
because he's gonna be able to throw up
Right.
submissions and stuff
From any
like that.
position. For any position.
Yeah, but I would say that um they both have escapes and stuff like that. But I would say that in any given position, Charles can submit
Hmm.
him. Charles can throw up a submission in any
Right.
position. But Islam, essentially, what Islam is going to be looking to do is he may look to submit Islam like or excuse me, he may look to submit Charles like he did uh with with Dan Henderson, I believe it was, or it was Dan Henderson, excuse me. Um, so he might look to submit Charles just like he did with him, but I believe that what's going to be happening is that Islam's going to be looking for more grounded pound
Hmm.
than anything
Right.
else. If it goes to the
And
ground.
in my opinion, bro, even if you try to do that ground and pound stuff, I think that's gonna work in your in his dis that's gonna give him a disadvantage because then you're gonna get Charles thinking, bro. You're gonna get him swimming in that.
He's gonna catch something if Islam gets too carried away.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
That's what I'm
this
saying.
fight,
Too carried away.
both these guys are just gonna have to be super careful.
Hmm.
I think Islam is definitely gonna have to be more careful. I think that Islam Charles has more tools
In the toolbox.
to finish
Right.
Islam.
Right.
Charles has the power. He has the striking advantage. He has all the
Hmm.
submissions.
Hmm.
Charles, I don't. Islam is not gonna knock Charles
Hmm.
out. Basically, the way that Islam is going, the most likely scenario for Islam to win is that he basically just grounded
Right.
pounds him
Right. Controls him
to death,
and
and I don't think that that's gonna
right.
happen.
Right. Yeah. No. I agree. I agree. Either that. Oh, but I do not see this going, bro, to 5 rounds, bro. I do not. I do not see this going 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Like I say,
No, I don't believe
yeah,
that either. I mean, Charles hardly ever makes it out
right.
of the
Exactly.
third
See, that's what I'm
because he
saying.
just looks to
That's
finish
what I'm
you.
saying. I think a max, bro. I think the max this thing goes is 3 rounds. I think it ends by that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it ended in the first round though. No lie. I would not be surprised.
It'd be
It'd be
crazy though if we
wild.
saw 5 crazy rounds of this and they just go into deep
Shoot,
water. That would
man.
be oh my god, that would
That
be
would be
glorious.
crazy. That would be crazy, man. But talking about that, okay, we'll go down the line. Thoughts on Aljamain versus Stershaw. What is his name?
TJ, TJ.
Dillashaw, yeah.
This is yeah, Dillashaw. Whew. So wait, did you see that training video with Dillashaw? These that's been floating
Mm-mm.
around
Mm-mm.
where he like he let his where I mean he's being a dick essentially. He let his trading partner up and then he like training partner's guard was completely down and then he just like swept him and put him on the ground. One thing that we know about TJ is that TJ is he's mean. Um and he's not gonna be. He's just gonna try to
Hmm.
hurt you. Essentially, that's one thing that we know about TJ. Um, Now, how do I think this fight is gonna go? Um, on the feet, I do on the feet. It's actually it's difficult. I think TJ is faster. TJ is faster and more explosive. And he's gonna have the advantage when it comes to the wrestling. When it comes to jujitsu, it's honestly kind of similar to the Charles Oliveira and the Islam fight. Even though like Aljamain doesn't have he doesn't have the grappling credentials
Hmm.
that Charles has. He's still a jujitsu
Uh-huh.
guy. That's still like his style. Um, but how do I see the fight going? People are gonna hate me for this, but I don't really see. Uh, I could see Aljamain losing this fight, even though I like Aljamain. I could see him losing this fight because of TJ's wrestling and its explosiveness, its speed, the power. Um, it's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like a technical fight like Jan like it was when he fought Jan, because Jan is super like Piotr Jan is super
Right.
technical, very data
Hmm.
downloader. Will the first round and the fifth round will look completely
Hmm.
different because he's downloading
Right.
data.
Right. You're learning and
Yeah, yeah. TJ is just he's a force, bro. Like he's a force. I mean, when you saw when he fought, did you see his fight against Sandhagen?
no. But hold that thought. Daniel says, what about O'Malley versus Peter Yan? Peter Yan. We're gonna get to that 100%. But
Yeah,
but
we are.
but
We are gonna
but
get
but
to that.
continue on your the only fight I seen with Dillashaw was that fight with the guy that looks like him but he has brown hair. I don't know his name.
Oh,
Like
uh,
they have like some type of beef. Blue Trunks.
oh, isn't that I don't know, dude.
It was recent. I don't know if it was recent, but it was like I think he knocked him out.
I don't know. I'd have to go back. It was probably before I was into
Nah,
it.
I don't think it was. I think it was like pretty recent within the last 3 years.
He didn't knock someone out recently because he was on a 2 year
Oh,
suspension.
2 years, eh? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, 2 years. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe not. Maybe it might have been a while
Because
ago.
his first fight back was Sandhagen.
Okay, and he destroyed him?
No, I honestly thought Sandhagen won. It was a very close fight, but I thought Sandhagen won. I thought he did more
Okay.
damage. But because TJ needed, I think TJ needed knee surgery.
Yeah. TJ
He
Daniel
needed
says TJ is a massive cheater though. Like look at how he looks right
no, no,
now.
no. He is.
He's back on the juice. I can't respect him or take him seriously. So that's another question I had. How does okay, because we know it's been 2 years. Is he
Hmm.
gonna juice? I mean, I've seen his pictures. I've seen his pictures, bro. He
Yeah,
looks juiced up. I'm not going to lie.
yeah. It's very difficult to tell with a lot of these guys because I mean you have to know their baseline.
Exactly.
What
Exactly.
what he got popped for wasn't something that would make you cut up. What he got popped
EPO,
for was
right? Right.
EPO. Yeah, he got popped for EPO, so that
What does
like
that do again?
you know it makes your stamina like shoot like way
Oh, okay.
better. It just raises your red blood cell
Oh, right,
count
'cause so you get more
and just
oxygen.
yeah. So it just makes your cardio way better.
Okay.
Like it just makes your cardio shoot up. So it gives you like a relentless gas
Mhm.
tank
Mhm.
essentially. So like all the stuff that like all those explosive movements that he's always doing, he could just keep doing them over and over
Never get
again.
tired, and just never get tired.
Essentially.
Man, bro. Oh, like, bro, look, I'm just thinking and putting myself in that shoes. Like, imagine fighting a dude, bro, that's not getting tired, and you're out here just like huffing and like, bro, that's gotta be like, yo, what do you do? Cause like he may not even be better than you, but the dude is just he keeps coming. Like,
Yeah.
like,
That's what I was gonna say about TJ is that even I'm not I don't know whether or not he was enhanced in his fight against Sandhagen, but he's so like I don't know if he's so durable, bro, and his tolerance for punishment is so
mhm.
high. So that's, I mean, that's another thing that you have to look at. As I and I think that that's why it's kind of why he won the fight is because of the illusion that
Wasn't
Sandhagen
hurting
was,
him.
wasn't doing as much
Right,
damage as he
right.
was. But like, but I think Sandhagen won that fight. I still
You still do.
hold that he did more
Uh,
damage.
was it 3 rounder?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think yeah it was.
Daniel says I want Henry Cejudo versus the winner.
Actually,
Was
no.
the winner?
Henry Cejudo.
Versus
Oh wait, what was the
no,
question?
he said he wants Henry Cejudo versus the winner.
Oh,
Will that even happen though? Because I swear Henry has been talking about coming back for like years, bro. Like but he's not old or anything like that.
no. No, bro. Uh,
Yo, oh my gosh, bro, this guy kills me. But like, yeah, I swear, Henry has been talking about that stuff. You're muted. You're muted.
yeah.
No, you're good now. You're good now.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, Henry Cejudo, he's been talking to a few different guys. He he's looking to come back. He was looking at featherweight.
Featherweight, really?
Which was, yeah, it was just two weight classes
Oh,
up.
up.
I
Oh,
mean, he's
up.
older
Sorry. Okay,
now.
so up. My bad.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking.
He's older now, so he's probably just looking to not cut as much
Right.
weight. So he was looking at like talking to Volkanovski and those guys. They call him the king of cringe.
Mhm.
So he's talking to like Volkanovski and guys like
Mhm.
that. Who? But what was Daniel asking? Like who?
Oh, yeah. He asked, what about Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan? How does analytically,
Oh,
how does that go?
okay. So based on what I was saying before about Piotr Jan, about him being a data
Mhm.
downloader, the 3 round format,
Oh, it's a three
like
rounder.
yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah,
a 3 rounder, is it? Okay. Damn.
because it's
Yeah,
not
it's
a
not a main
like
event or a
this.
championship.
Yeah, these two fights up here are, well,
No, because Dillashaw has to be a 5 rounder, sub champion.
well, yeah. Aljamain Sterling and T.J. Dillashaw is a 5 rounder because that's a
Right,
championship, and Charles Oliveira is main event, but it's actually also a title
right,
fight.
title fight. Yeah,
Yeah, he got stripped of the belt for not making
right,
weight last
right.
time. Um, but yeah, those were both title fights. Those are both 5 rounds. This one is going to be a 3 rounder,
Okay,
and the fact that it's 3 rounds genuinely suits Sean O'Malley,
right,
like
right.
genuinely, because if he can just not, the way that Jan fights is like he starts very slow. Usually the first 2 rounds he might lose the first round, or he might even lose the first 2 rounds. A lot like how Tank,
Right,
like he gives up
right.
rounds
Got you.
so that he
Right.
can basically download
See what's
you.
gonna work.
Um,
Right.
yeah, so Jan does that too because he can rely on his defense. He can rely on his movement and whatnot, and he can have good positioning and whatnot, and you know he could essentially survive and see what works, and he's very comfortable doing
Mhm.
that. He's not gonna be able to do that in the 3 round
Three
fight because
rounds.
if you lose those first 2 rounds, you've lost the
Right.
fight. So it's going to be super interesting because this is going to be the first time in a long time that we've even seen Jan in the 3 round
Mhm.
fight. Um, and it's just going to be very interesting to see how it's going to switch, to see how he's going to
Right. Okay.
see how the data downloading is going to
Right.
switch.
Cause
'Cause he's going to have to go. He's going to have to go
go
first.
first. Yeah. That's like with these 3 rounds, bro. It's like you can't afford to feel him out. This and that. I mean, the first round is going to be well. The last two, of course, are the most essential, right? But that first round, you
Mhm.
want to take. You want to take that first round because it might come in handy if you lose the second round. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and then obviously you want to run, at least obviously you got to run 2 of the 3. But you got what I'm saying? Like that first round is very good to have in your pocket. Like when you do good early, bro. Oh man, like the fight over the weekend, Alicia Baumgartner versus Maya Mayer. She did really well in those first 3 rounds, and she kind of faded a little bit in the middle, and she came back near the end. But those first 2 rounds really, that won her the fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you definitely want to do really good at the beginning, and even more so with UFC because these, you only have 3 rounds, and at
Mm,
max you have 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? And they're longer rounds, of course. Obviously you get more rounds for
yeah.
boxing, but there's more opportunity. So you got about 7 opportunities to win the fight in in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, technically 12, but as far as points go, you got 7. You know what I'm saying? To win 7 rounds to win the fight.
Hmm.
So it's like, yo, yeah,
Yeah. You got one or two or
for
three
for for
in
MMA.
MMA.
So these guys got to go hard. Who do you could this see? The thing is, O'Malley can strike, bro. He is pretty
Oh yeah,
powerful.
no,
Like
that's the thing, man. Is O'Malley is his striking is very, very slick,
extremely
and
slick, extremely slick.
he's out. He can keep Jan at a range.
Right,
Is
right.
um is also like another thing. Like the 3 round fights, and this is why I love MMA, bro. It's just like because you can like the styles, bro, and like how you deal with the amount of rounds and everything. Like it's all good, all matters because like if he can keep him at a just at a distance in that first round, but if he can essentially like just prod
hmm
him the first round, stay on side and pitter pat him and not show his
Right,
hand essentially too much,
right,
then you're gonna nullify him in two
right.
ways. Like you're in a few ways. Like it's gonna be shorter rounds, so he's not gonna be able to download. He's not even gonna have the next
hmm
round to be able to download your
hmm
data. Like he can't. Like that's super crucial, bro. Like what you said is honestly so true. Like especially in this fight because of the
hmm
style, because of the way he fights. If Sean wins that first round, like Sean can that first round is super
Right,
crucial. If Sean shows his hand too
right. Then he's
much,
gonna know.
if Sean shows his hand too much, and like if Sean dominates him in the first round, like the next 2 rounds might look completely
Right, because
different.
he's gonna pick up.
But but if that first round is close as
Uh-huh.
hell, and Sean just edges it out just because he's trying not to show too much and he
Yeah.
just prods and he can win the whole
Right.
fight. So it's super
hmm
delicate, bro.
hmm
It's super
I love
delicate,
fights like that.
especially this
I
fight.
love fights like that, man. Where it's razor thin. Anything could
Yeah.
happen. Cause Sean is he ain't no B. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no B, bro.
Yeah,
No,
he's not someone to
right.
sleep
Like
on, bro.
I don't like the colorful hair and this and that, but he is not no B, bro. Like he can bang. Like even though I thought that fight with what's the other Pedro Munoz.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
though I thought he was obviously technically he was losing that fight because obviously the kicks, right? But he could bang. You could the shots that he was landing looked like they were they were hurting, or they would hurt. You know what I'm saying? So he can
Mhm.
fight. He's a fighter, but if you had to pick one, if you had to pick, like, what's your guess? Like, or what's your, what I'm saying? Like,
Who,
what's your pick? Who do you have?
who do I
Who do you
think?
give the edge to?
I give the edge to Jan, even though I'm talking about ways that Sean can
hmm
win, but I just give the edge to Jan. I mean, the I think Jan is a better strike, like more technical. Like Sean had some physical advantages in like the length, but as in technique, like Jan's
hmm
boxing, I think is better. I think that he's more experienced. I mean, just obviously more experienced, way more
hmm
experienced. Better grappler. I mean, Jan's a wrestler, so also have to look at that. Is
Ground.
Jan can mix it
Right.
up too, and onto the
Right.
ground he could, yeah, and he can. I don't know. We just haven't seen. Obviously, Sean can grapple. They can all grapple, but we just haven't seen Sean on the ground
Right.
with a high level
Right.
grappler. Because he's able to keep everybody at a distance
Exactly, because he's so
essentially.
rangy. Have we seen Yan against a dude that rangy before?
I mean, yeah,
Sanhagen.
Sandhagen, but he beat Sandhagen.
He beat Sanhagen.
He did, yeah. I mean, that's a fight that honestly, before the week, you should go and
Okay,
watch,
I'm gonna watch it.
because that's another guy, dude. The thing is, like Sandhagen, like that's also why I say like he's most likely gonna win this fight because I think Sandhagen and O'Malley would be another incredible
hmm
fight. Look, Sandhagen's another guy who, like, bro, this division is so
hmm
stacked, man.
hmm
Like, because Santake is another guy who is just like, if Piotr Jan and Aljamain Sterling did not exist, like he could be
Hmm.
champion. And Jan beat him. Jan beat him. It did go 5 rounds, like it went the distance. Um, but Jan beat him pretty handily. And it was just because of the data
Hmm.
downloading, bro. So I think that he's not gonna. Uh, I don't think that Sean's gonna beat Jan. Especially since we've seen Jan fight a similar
Similar, right?
fighter in Sean O'Malley. Not Sean O'Malley, in
Sandhagen,
Corey
right?
Sandhagen. Sandhagen's 5'11".
Hmm.
You know, he's the same height as Sean O'Malley.
Big
And
boys.
about the same reach. So and Sandhagen's a better striker than Sean O'Malley is. He just is. He's more technical in my opinion. He has a lot more weapons. He's just more dangerous. Um, and Jan beat him. So I don't see Sean O'Malley beating Jan, even though there's ways that he can
Right.
win if he's able to stay disciplined and
Also,
he's
it was a 5 rounder, I'm assuming.
yeah, against
Right.
Sandhagen,
So
yes.
that's one thing. But yeah, I get what you're saying, 100%. Um, hmm. These are going to be some good fights, man. I'm,
Dude, I know this card is so
man,
stacked.
man.
Shit, even this woman's fight, Chikugian,
Oh yeah?
I've seen her fight, dude.
Is
She's a
that on
freaking
the prelims?
no, no, no. This is on the card. This 5 fights on the main
Oh,
card for
okay.
this.
All right. So I'm gonna have to get there pretty early then and start watching these
Yeah.
fights.
Benil Dariush is fighting, who I was talking about.
That's the dude, right?
Yeah, yeah. Benil was the guy who was supposed to fight
Islam,
Islam.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this Gamrot guy who he's fighting, I haven't seen fight very much, so I can't speak on it too much.
Okay.
I can't speak on him too much, I should say, but Benil I can definitely speak on. Benil fought Tony Ferguson,
Oh wow.
right? No, he wasn't his last fight. He was the fight before he fought Michael Chandler. He was the fight right before that
Oh,
one.
and he beat him.
Yeah, he did. He almost it went the distance, but he was just dominating Tony like on the ground. Like he may have torn Tony's knee apart, like we thought at one point watching it, but apparently he said that it was all good because he had him caught in a heel hook.
Mm.
He was just like it looked like he was just cranking on the thing. He just looked like he was tearing his knee apart. But apparently everything is good. Apparently everything is good, and and Tony apparently everything's fine with that. But yeah, but Benil is he's a jujitsu guy, man. He has, he's very balanced, I would say. He's very well
Hmm.
rounded, but um, very very dangerous jujitsu,
Very
man.
dangerous jiu-jitsu. Oh
Yes,
man, so I can see why they wanted Islam to fight him so much.
yeah, man,
Damn.
yeah, because they're
That would.
like super dominant ground fighters. Like his wrestling is very good too. Like his no gi jujitsu is just incredible. Like his wrestling techniques and how he mixes it in with the jujitsu is so good. You see certain dudes who like when they fight and they do jujitsu, like you can tell like on a mat, like when you're fighting a wrestler, like you can tell, okay, like this guy is a wrestler. I'm gonna have to watch out for the rear naked
Mm.
choke. Okay. Like he probably does not have very many submissions.
Right,
But
right,
he
right,
but
right.
Neil Dariush, his wrestling technique is so good and you see him just like flow into jiu-jitsu so seamlessly. Like you see him go into like jiu-jitsu techniques so seamlessly,
Hmm.
like because in wrestling there's just certain things that you wouldn't do just because like it's illegal in wrestling. Like so for example, like in wrestling, like you actually can't have just the head,
What do you mean by that?
or like you can't like have just the head or just the arm. Like you would need to have both the head and the arm. Like you
Oh,
can't grab just someone's head and have just their
could you
head,
have their neck?
or
You couldn't have their neck like that?
yeah, you can't have just their neck like that. You need to have both their arm and their
Oh
neck.
wow.
You can't have like you can't have just no, you can have just their arm, but you can't have just their neck. Like if you have the
Uh.
head, you need to have an arm in as
Oh,
well.
okay. So
You
so pretty
yeah,
much you could not have like a rear naked
you
choke
can't
then.
yeah, you can't have like a guillotine or something like
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah, in wrestling you would need to have the arm in as well.
Okay, okay. So that's like
So
official
like
Olympic like wrestling type of thing.
yeah, so like someone who's a wrestler, even though they're both grappling arts, like
as
they wouldn't be as adept to that. Like they would have
right.
habits. Like so, like if they fall on something, like if they fall on like a guillotine on something, they would probably have like the arm
Hmm.
in because that's what they're used
Hmm.
to. But you see this guy do wrestling techniques, and then when it comes to the jujitsu, he just flows right into the jujitsu very
Hmm.
seamlessly. So that, but yeah, man. But Benil Dariush is definitely. Oh shit, I'm sorry. But Benil Dariush is definitely, man. His grapplings are so dangerous, so dangerous.
Yeah, man. I'm getting more like interested in jujitsu, man. Like I don't know if you've seen this movie called Never Back Down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's honestly, bro. That's where I got like my philosophy of fighting from. Like as a kid, like
Hmm.
because the trainer is like you can always reverse something. You can always reverse something. It just depends on how you look at it. There's always a reversal. You just have to create one yourself. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like even when I was as a kid, getting into these little wrestling fights and everything, I was always able to get out of something. Only thing I was not able to get out of was when this dude was like probably weighed a good like 30, 40 pounds over me, and he was just sitting on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like just
Hmm.
like an amount. I couldn't get out of that. But other than that, any like, you know, submissions or anything like, anything on the ground, I was able to get out. Just wiggle my way out, anything. And that's probably where I got my philosophy of fighting from. Headlocks, bro, there's always something you can do to hurt them to get to. I remember this dude put me in headlock in high school, bro. It was like a grade 12 guy. I
Hmm.
remember his name. I'm not gonna say it on here, but he put me in. I can't remember why. I think I just didn't. I didn't respect him like the other grade nines did. Like I would just, what I'm saying. I just didn't respect him that way. Like, and I don't remember what he did or what he said or what I said to him, but he put me in headlock, and I need his quad. Immediately he let go, and I was gone. You know what I'm saying? And because that hurts, bro. Someone needs you in the quad.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've had
Yeah,
that
that
happen
hurts a lot.
multiple
That
times.
Charlie horse.
I got. Oh yeah, bro. I remember I got that, and I couldn't walk
Yeah,
correctly for a long
it
time because
hurts.
it was just like,
That bro,
yeah.
that quad, bro. That knee to it. Oh, you will. If that's bruised, bro. No, you will not be walking correctly for a while. You won't be for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be bruised up. You're gonna be limping. Hurts a lot. So I'm definitely getting more interested into jiu-jitsu a little
Hmm.
bit more. I think I'm gonna study it a little bit more. I'm still obviously mainly boxing. But I think I'm gonna study as far as the philosophy and like the techniques, and maybe I'll try some stuff with the guys at the gym. But I'm of course, yeah, I'm
Oh,
my first, well, actually no, my first love was martial arts. You know what I'm saying? Was kung fu. That'll always be my first love, and then boxing. And but I'm just beginning to really love like jujitsu. I didn't even know like Never Back Down was had like jujitsu in it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what it was called. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm definitely starting to just love all styles, man. Just all styles of fighting. It's always good to just know them. You know what I'm saying? It's
oh
just good
yeah,
to know them, man, and just be able to just
absolutely.
apply it if you need to. Um, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder Bomb Squad. You get what I'm saying? I wanted to talk about him because he has been ordered now to face Andy Ruiz. Um,
Oh my
yeah,
god, that's gonna be an
yeah,
execution, bro.
Gah!
That's that's
Yeah. It's
that's funny. I want Andy Ruiz and Usyk to fight.
well,
I actually think that would be a decent fight.
oh, you know what? That actually would go. That would go the distance. Actually, that would go the
Yeah, I
distance.
think.
But Deontay Wilder will knock out Ruiz. Deontay Wilder will most likely knock out Usyk as well. The thing about Wilder, bro, is you can be beating him all 12 rounds, right? All 12
Once
rounds. All he has to do is
the
catch
great
you
erase
one time, and like you just said, everything is
erases
erased.
everything you just
Everything,
did. Everything
everything. It's in the east. It's the equalizer. You know
doesn't
what I'm
matter.
saying? Like it's that's why I'm saying like, yo, just go out there and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I want him to improve. No question, right? But if he fights Ruiz, because Ruiz been dropped before. He been dropped by Ariola, which a dude that he knocked out Ariola years ago. Deontay Wilder did,
Mhm.
and Ariola just knocked him down like a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago around this time.
Yeah. Didn't he get knocked down against what was
AJ,
his name?
not AJ.
Yeah,
I
he
think
did
yeah,
get
he
knocked
did
down
get knocked
against.
down against AJ. Like so,
No, but dude, he just fought.
yeah, he just fought Ariola.
Oh, that
That
was
was
Ariola?
Ariola. Yeah, he just fought him, and he got knocked down by him. Yep, that was him. And Deontay
Yeah.
Wilder knocked Ariola out years ago. I mean, this is Wilder with no hair. He had the short hair.
Oh, wait, that's the guy who he punched in the forehead, right?
That's the guy.
Or
That's the
that
guy that punched Ruiz in the and like on the top. Are you talking about that? Yeah, like
yeah,
kind of on the top of the head, and he like sat him down.
yeah,
Yep, that's him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, look, you
yeah.
gotta if you're fighting Wilder, bro. This is why he's such a dangerous fight for any person, bro. If you're fighting Wilder, bro, you have to,
That is such crazy
bro.
power,
It's
bro.
it's it's
That
scary.
is such crazy
It's
power.
scary.
To You're a professional boxer and he just hit you in the forehead and you just like that's crazy power. That's like getting hit in with a
Yeah.
bat.
And you just
It's
like,
like
bro, and
getting
you just like immediately lose, like you're on the ground. Like there's no like wobbling. You're on the ground.
that could kill
Oh yeah.
someone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, a girl, bro, like a 5'3"
Bruh.
girl, she's like 120
Bruh.
pounds off.
Definitely. Definitely, bro. And
She would shut her
right.
off.
And this is why Wilder was so. I don't know if you saw him after the fight, but he was so he was very emotional because they are friends and he wanted to make sure he didn't hurt him too badly. And because the thing about Wilder, bro, he knows how it is to be done dirty now, right? He knows how it is to for your health to not be any concern. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
he's very conscious of it. And he knows this business is a hurt business. You know what I'm saying? That's obviously what that's what the business is, a hurt business. And one bad punch, you know. So it's like, yo, he was very emotional, man, and I think that spoke a lot for his character, bro. He went in, he apologized to Robert Helenius. You know what I'm saying? He apologized, he hugged with him
Apo- Apologize to him
for
for
knocking
what?
him out.
Why? Why? Why?
He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it,
How?
man. He didn't, he wasn't. He just felt bad. You know what I'm saying? He felt bad because they are friends. They're sparring partners. You know what I'm saying? They are actually friends. They know each other. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? But he apologized, man, and it was emotional, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like they were in the the hotel room, and they kind of all like they were standing together. Say took a picture together, and you could tell it was all love. But it's a business, man, and you have to do what you gotta do because at the end of the day, bro, if you're not gonna do it to me, if I'm not gonna do it to you, you're gonna do it to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the business goes. But I think if he fights Ruiz, bro, I think Ruiz gets packed up. I think if he fights Usyk, bro, I think Usyk gets packed up. Only issue is if he fights Ruiz and wins, he'll become the WBC mandatory, and then Fury has it. Fury has the fight, or he Fury has it. And do we want to see a fourth fight with Fury? You know, I mean, as the love for Deontay Wilder and how much I want to see him succeed, I would, that tells me yes, but at the same time, it tells me no because I simply don't think he's the same person at the end of the day. I think him at even 50% is enough to take out 98% of the heavyweight division, right? But if you're going against Tyson Fury, which the guy is bigger than him, you know what I'm saying? The guy is bigger than him. He's going to have to be at 100%. And I just don't think, you know what? I'm not even going to say it, man. If it does happen, I'm going to support him either way. You know what I'm saying? Um, You know what I'm saying? But you get where I'm going with it. You get where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
But that's why I would like to see him against Usyk, because and the thing about Ruiz is even if he beats Ruiz, bro, they're not gonna give him his credit. They're gonna say he was too.
Man.
They're gonna say he was slow, or not. No, they actually won't say he was slow, but they're gonna say, um, you know, what's his name is big. You know what I'm saying? He's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not agile enough because he does have fast hands, but his feet is kind of slow.
Yeah.
And
I just I just need Deontay Wilder to get a slip counter, bro.
bro,
You can't see.
that would be monstrous, bro. Monstrous.
I just need him to get just one slip
Bah!
counter, bro. or just one pull
Mhm.
counter, just something
Mhm.
technical. Just
And dude, just.
and he honestly just needs one
Mhm.
thing, just one thing that you can just land consistently,
That's it.
or just
That's
yeah,
it.
bro. But I that's I mean that's what we were. What I mean when Daniel was on, that's what I was. We were kind of talking to you
Mm.
about, kind of clowning you a little bit, but not really clowning you, but like but yeah, bro. I think that if the Deontay Wilder, why do you think that do they even like work on his boxing?
They do, but the thing is like, yo, look, you got to look at it like this, bro, right? Like, you got to look at it like this, okay? You go into boxing, right? 20 years old, you're training, but you knock out every dude you face. Every dude you face, you knock him out. What are you really going to focus on? Like, if, look, he had 40 fights, 40 knockouts. At
Yeah.
some point, I'm gonna stop worrying about, you know, um, the technical side. That's, I'm putting myself in his shoes, right? At some point, you know what? Maybe it's, don't get me wrong, it might not be smart to rely on their power, right? Obviously. But at
Mm-hmm.
some point, I'm going to, it's going to be human nature to not rely on something, or sorry, to not focus on something that I haven't needed in a while. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you have some shoes, maybe not. No, if you have a car, right? It's a beautiful car, but you never use it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You might drive it and it might have some issues, right? But you never use it. You're gonna start forgetting to. You're gonna start neglecting it. You might love the car. You might need the car, right? But you don't drive it as much. You have another car. At some point, the car is gonna get dirty. Things are gonna start seizing up in the engine. The bearings might need to be changed. The tires are gonna rot. You're gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
change the oil. You feel what I'm saying? It gets to the
Yeah.
point where you just don't focus on it as much. So that's the way I look at it. I'm like, yo, and then here's the issue with him trying to change his whole style now. He is already a seasoned boxer. He's already experienced. For you to change someone and expect them to become a completely different boxer in 6 months and a year, you could do a year, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's going to do more
Well,
harm than good because it's going to have him doing things that he's not used to. Now, there are some things I really want Deontay Wilder to work on, and the number one thing is to not slap down. I don't really like when he does that. I saw it a little bit in the Robert Helenius fight. I did not like it in any way. I need him to throw straight punches. You know what I'm saying? I think if he does that, bro, and because he got better because he was moving backwards. He was able to box off the back foot. He got
mm-hmm.
better at his boxing, but I still think that slap punch, I don't like it, and I feel like he does that when he gets pressured a lot. Um, so but just simple tweaks, man. But if he's able to set up his right hand, bro, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. This dude had Tyson Fury on the ground, eyes rolled back to his head, to his head.
Yeah, man, he does have different kind of power. I literally have never seen someone so
He's
powerful.
well, I'm pretty sure with that Hellenius knockout, he is now the. I'm pretty sure they've known he's been the hardest puncher in the sport, but I think he passed some stat where he had like the highest knockout ratio or something like that. I mean, he had that for a while, but he lost. So I think it went down, but I think it went back up with this Hellenius knockout. Highest knockout ratio in the history of boxing ever. He's the hardest puncher in boxing. Period. 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 Um, so I just want him to be comfortable in the ring. Of course, I do want him a little bit more technical, obviously, but I just don't want him to be uncomfortable because yo, what do they? I don't know if they tell you this, but if you learn something new, they say do not spar with it because you need to be comfortable.
Oh, you mean like going into a
Yeah,
fight?
go into a fight, learn
Oh,
doing
okay.
doing stuff that you just learned because you're not comfortable doing it yet. You have to be comfortable. You have to be able to.
That's so fun. Yeah, that's true. That's funny that you say that because I was actually thinking about something today from Francis Ngannou, like when right before he fought Stipe. They asked him a question at the press conference, the him and Stipe. They asked Francis, like, essentially, like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna like, because I guess like something happened with some footage of
Mhm.
Stipe, and it was essentially, they were asking him, how are you going to deal with this, what things are you going to change, and stuff like that, and he's just like, nothing. Like, this late in training camp, it's not good to
Nah,
be changing stuff,
exactly. It's
or
not good.
be adding stuff that, just gonna confuse. And he's like, we have a good game plan, we're gonna stick with it. And they laughed at it. Stipe and his team laughed at it, and then Stipe got knocked
Oh,
out.
really? Wow.
Oh yeah,
Wow. See?
in the second
I'm telling you,
round.
man. Like you have to be comfortable. You have to be confident. If I'm not confident doing something, especially in fighting, bro, it's not gonna end well. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? The main thing is for you to be comfortable. I mean, I know they say if you're comfortable, you're probably not doing something right, but have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Right. But
No, I don't. I
I don't
don't
know complete. Yeah,
necessarily buy all
exactly right.
that.
You want to be comfortable. You want to be confident, cool, calm, and collected. I don't want to be worrying about, am I doing this right? I don't want to be worrying about that. I want to know I'm
It's just
doing it right.
certain. There's certain things where if you're too confident, you're being
True as
naive.
well.
But I don't think that that's
Right,
fighting.
right. No, of course.
Well, I shouldn't say I don't think that's fighting, but
There's an
I don't
extent.
think that if you're. I don't think that if you're a trained
No,
fighter, if you don't know what you're doing and you're confident, you're naive.
exactly.
I think that that's what they're
Right.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, is
yeah,
it?
yeah. You
it,
got
it
to you got to have those two together. You got to know what you're doing, and you got to be confident. You know what I'm saying? It's because like I said, a lot of it is in the mind as well. A lot of it is in the
oh,
mind.
100%.
You know this.
Dude, that's so crazy. That's true because a lot of people defeat themselves, bro. Like, you will literally have more strength. Like, you literally just have more strength just based on what you believe you can do.
Yes, it is. Meryl, we've talked about this many times. Your mind cannot differentiate between imagination and reality. If you keep on imagining yourself doing something, your brain will mold your body into a person that is going to actually do it. They did a study, right? They did a study
Hmm.
between three groups. The first group, okay, so the first day, right? They all were shooting free throws, right? Everyone was shooting free throws. Three groups, right? For 2 weeks, the first group didn't do any practice at all. No, nothing at all. Didn't practice again. They just, right? Second group practiced every day for 20 minutes, right? Third group, all they were told to do is spend, I believe it was 20 minutes a day imagining themselves making free throws, okay? But they never stepped on the court. In 2 weeks, they went again, and they got more stats, right? They get another test. First group that didn't practice at all, there was no improvement, right? Obviously. Second group that practiced every day for 20 minutes, there was a 24% more improvement of free throws landing, getting in. The third group that was told to visualize themselves and imagine themselves making free throws, they improved by 23%.
So it's just under,
Just
just
just under
under.
actually practicing it every day,
Okay.
it was just as powerful, almost as powerful, um, or or or,
Tech,
or
like, in terms of like technique, yes.
right, exactly. And, and
Yeah.
and and it translated to actual reality because they imagined themselves making those free throws for 20 minutes a day for 2 weeks. And when they went out to go actually do it, they improved by 23%. And the people that actually went out 20 minutes a day and actually practiced, they improved by 24. So it was damn near the same. It was damn near the
So it's.
same so imagine if you put both of them in together. You imagining
Hmm.
yourself and then you also practicing. The mind is limitless, bro. The mind, the sky's the limit for the mind, bro. It's a very powerful computer. You know what I'm saying? And we've still yet to discover everything about it. We've still yet to unlock different parts of it. I feel, and it's a cosmic computer, bro. and we just need to be able to unlock it, man. And once you do, you realize all this stuff is it's a game. All this stuff is a game. All this stuff is something you can mold into your own reality. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
but we getting into that deep end right now. We getting into that deep end, but we gonna end it here because I definitely do need to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you go.
Same.
Yeah.
I got some stuff I need to do
Okay.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll end it here. Mel Knight Sports
Sir.
co-host Micah. We will be back Sunday. We will be back with our with our
Post
reactions to the fight.
our post fight show.
Facts. And you guys better be there. It's gonna be a good one. I can already feel it. But we are out of here. Peace.